Hey everyone, welcome to class, where math actually makes sense. Today we're reviewing for your mid-unit 2 test, and we're going to practice rewriting polynomial expressions in standard form using one of my favorite methods, the Punnett Square Method. We're going to take a big expression with parentheses and break it down step by step until it's a beautiful standard form. So grab your notebook, let's dive in. Rewrite each expression as an equivalent expression in standard form. All right, so we have 2 times x minus 4 times x plus 3 times 2x minus 1. Now, before we even look at that 2 in the front, let's start with the 2 parentheses in the middle, x minus 4 and x plus 2. We're going to multiply those first using a Punnett square, just like we did back in biology, but for math. So let me go ahead and draw my Punnett square. So on top of your Punnett square, write the terms from the first binomial, x minus 4. On the side, write the second one, x plus 3. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in the little boxes in there. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. We're going to go ahead and combine like terms. So these 3x and negative 4x have x, so you can go ahead and combine those two together. So negative 4x plus 3x is going to give you negative 1x when you combine. So at the end, we're going to have x squared minus 1x minus 12. That's the result of multiplying those two that we just did right now, x minus 4 and x plus 3. So when we multiply these two here, we got x squared minus 1x minus 12. Now, we take that new trinomial, because there's 3 terms in there, and we multiply it by the next factor, which is 2x minus 1. So I'm going to take this trinomial, and I'm going to multiply it by 2x minus 1. So let's go ahead and make a new Punnett square here. So this time we're going to make 3 columns and 2 rows because this trinomial has 3 terms, so we need 3 columns. And then, so I'm going to go ahead and write x squared minus 1x minus 12, and then 2x minus 1. So now I'm focusing on this factor here and this trinomial here that we have here. So let's go ahead and multiply it. So we're going to look at each number across here and multiply it with the numbers on the side. So let's start one at a time here, one term at a time. So x squared times 2x is going to give me 2x cubed. And just to help you remember, x times x, because we have 2 x's, and then we have one more. So 1, 2, 3 that we're multiplying, we get x to the power of 3. For that side note there, so let's go ahead and erase that. All right, next one, we're going to go ahead and do x squared times negative 1, and that gives me negative 1x squared. Then I move on to the next column. So I'm going to go ahead and do negative 1x times 2x. That's going to give me negative 2x squared. Then negative 1x times negative 1. 2 negatives give you a positive, so we're going to go ahead and get 1x. Negative 12. Oh, sorry. We're going to go ahead and move on to that last column. So negative 12 times 2x is going to give me negative 24x. Negative 12 times negative 1 is going to give me positive 12, because 2 negatives give you a positive when you multiply. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and combine like terms. Let me go ahead and change the color here. We have x squared here, negative 2x squared, and negative 1x squared. They both have an x squared in it. And then we have 1x and negative 24x. They both have an x. So we're going to go ahead and combine like terms here. Find 2x cubed with anything, so I'm going to go ahead and drop it, 2x cubed. Then I'm going to focus on these two terms. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3x squared. Negative 24 plus positive 1x is going to give me negative 23x. And then we have plus 12. Let's go ahead and highlight here. This is negative 23x, which I'm getting from these two terms. And the negative 3x squared I got from these two terms here. Okay, there we go. Last thing, we can't forget about that 2 that was sitting at the front. We're going to distribute it to each term. Go ahead and take the 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 23x plus 12. And we're going to go ahead and distribute that 2 we had in the front. So if you go at the very beginning, you're going to see that we had a 2 in the front. So we're going to go ahead and distribute that 2 to every single term. So let's do the first one. 2 times 2 gives us 4. So we have 4x cubed. 2 times negative 3 gives me negative 6x squared. 2 times negative 23 is going to give me negative 46x. And then we're going to do 2 times 12, which is going to give me positive 24. And that's our final standard form. Let's have a recap moment. So the key steps were: 1. Multiply 2 binomials using the Punnett square. 2. Multiply that result by the third factor using another Punnett square. And your third step is going to be to distribute that constant at the end. Easy peasy when you stay organized. So we're going to do B now. So B is 3 times 2x plus 5, x minus 1, x plus 6. So step 1, we have to do our Punnett square with the 2 parentheses next to each other. We're going to go ahead and start with 2x plus 5 and x minus 1. So let's go ahead and make our Punnett square. It's going to be a 2 by 2. Across the top, I'm going to go ahead and put 2x plus 5. Down the side, I'm going to put x minus 1. And now I'm going to start multiplying each column here. So I'm going to focus on our first column, and that's going to be 2x. So I'm going to do 2x times x, and then I'm going to do 2x times negative 1. So 2x times x is going to give me 2x squared. 2x times negative 1 is going to give me negative 2x. And now I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next column, which is a 5. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times negative 1 is going to give me negative 5. I'm going to go ahead and add my diagonals because our diagonals are like terms. So we're going to go ahead and combine like terms. So 5x minus 2x. 5x minus 2x is going to give you 3x. And how you look at this, when it says 5x, you have 5 x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 2x is you take away 2 of those x's. And how many do you have left? 3. So that's where the 3x comes from. All right, so now we're left with 2x squared plus 3x minus 5. Step 2, second Punnett square. So now we're going to go ahead and multiply 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 with x plus 6. Let's go ahead and do our second Punnett square here. But this time we're going to have 3 columns going across, but we're still going to have 2 rows. So we're going to go ahead and put 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 across the top, 2x squared plus 3x minus 5. And then I'm going to write that last factor there, which was x plus 6 down the side. So x plus 6 is going to go down the side, x plus 6, and then I'm going to start multiplying. So I want to start with the first column, 2x squared times x, 2x squared times 6. So let's focus on the first one. 2x squared times x is going to give me 2x cubed. 2x squared times 6 is going to give me 12x squared. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next column. And we have 3x. 3x times x is going to give me 3x squared. 3x times 6 is going to give me 18x. And now we're on to our last column. Our last column is negative 5. Negative 5 times x is going to give me negative 5x. Negative 5 times 6 is going to give me negative 30. We're going to go ahead and combine like terms. So you can see here that 3x squared and 12x squared are like terms. And then we also have negative 5x and 18x. So let's go ahead and combine like terms. So 2x to the power 3 cannot be combined with anything else. So we're just going to go ahead and drop it. 2x cubed. Now 12x squared plus 3x squared is 15. So we have 15x squared. And then we're going to move on to our next two terms that we can combine. 18x and negative 5x is going to give me 13x. And then we're left with negative 30 at the end. All right, now we're just left with distributing the 3 to every term. So if you remember from the beginning here, from e, and multiply it to every single term that we have right here. So we're going to have 3, and we're going to multiply it to every single term inside the parentheses. So let me go ahead and write this out. So 3 times 2x cubed is going to give me 6x cubed. 3 times 15x squared is going to give me 45x squared. 3 times 13x is going to give me 39x. And 3 times negative 30 is going to give me negative 90. And that's our final answer in standard form. Nice work, math crew. You just used the Punnett Square Method twice to expand and rewrite polynomials in standard form. Now remember, Punnett Squares keep you organized, combine like terms carefully, and always distribute any constant at the end. If this review helped you get ready for your mid-unit 2 tests, give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which part of the mid-unit 2 review you want to review next.